Alright, welcome to Cruise Control. My name's Eric, and this is a 2014 Dodge Ram 4x4. And looky, it's raining, so we get to test out how good that is right now.
Welcome to Cruise Control. My name is Eric, and we're going to start looking at some new cars and used cars to find out what's the best option for you. Let's see what's up next.
So we're back in that 2014 Dodge Ram, and I have a special guest here with us. We actually get some insight with the owner, so I'm very thankful. This gentleman's name is Jason, and he's been gracious enough to let me drive his truck today. And we're going to find out what he likes best about this truck and some things that he would like improved. Jason, thank you for joining us. You want to tell us how long you've owned this vehicle?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Eric. I had this car for coming up on 2 years. I have had it for 25,000 miles in that 2 years.
Wow, 2 years, 25,000 miles. So you are going to definitely know everything there is to know about this truck. What would you say is your number one favorite thing about this truck?
The biggest thing that sold me on it, honestly, was the suspension. So this truck has coil springs in the rear suspension instead of leaf springs, and so it has a much more car-like ride. It's not quite as bumpy and jarring if you're sitting in the back seat. That's the thing that sold it for me, honestly. And then you got the big, 5.7 liter Hemi V8.
Yeah.
That thing's sweet, tons of power, sounds fantastic. Those are the two big selling points for me.
Awesome. And then what would you say would be something you would like to be either improved upon in the next generation, or something that you would just like to see done to this truck?
Honestly, weirdest thing is that dial shifter, man. It came out of Chrysler's luxury type cars, I guess, and they put it in the truck, and it's kind of an adjustment to get used to. Anything else in this one, it's a base model, so it's not too complicated.
Nice. What would you say is your best fuel economy you've gotten on the highway?
Best I've ever done was probably 22 miles to the gallon.
Wow.
The Hemi is very thirsty.
But anytime you can get a truck, especially a four-wheel drive truck, folks, this is not two-wheel drive. So two-wheel drive trucks are always going to get better fuel economy. So the fact that this is four-wheel drive getting 22 miles per gallon on the highway, that's nothing to sneeze at. How about around town? What does it get around town?
15 to 17, maybe.
Okay, 15 to 17, typical truck. My Silverado was no different, although his highway fuel economy was a little bit better than my old Silverado. My Silverado was back in like 2004, so they didn't have cylinder deactivation and all that kind of fun stuff. So 22, not bad. What's some of the favorite features that are inside the truck that you like?
My favorite feature driving around, because this is my daily driver, I spend a lot of time in it. We also take it on all the road trips. I love the speakers in this thing. It's just got the stock speaker system. It's pretty sweet. Bass hits pretty heavy.
Nice.
Mids and highs are clear. I like to hear my music really well when we're driving around, and that's great for that. Other than that, I just love the smooth operation of the car. It's got, this one has the 8-speed transmission in it, so you can get this truck with a 6-speed or an 8-speed, and the 8-speed is definitely the better option for towing. It has more gears to keep it in a lower gearing.
Nice. Speaking of towing, I notice you have, when you hook up everything right here, this looks like this is tow mode. So Tell me a little bit about this feature.
Yep, so I got this feature over here. So we have the tow haul button. So you can hit that if you got a bunch of stuff in your bed, if you're, whether you're hauling a payload or towing. And then the little squeeze thing over here and the plus and minus buttons allow you to determine how much basically preload you want to give the truck, or the trailer that has an e-brake on it.
Nice.
So you can set it, I think normally it's set to 5. I usually have mine set to 7 when I'm towing my buddy's food truck trailer.
Okay.
It's pretty heavy, so I like to make his trailer do most of the work with the brakes rather than wearing out my truck, and that's what that controls.
And how do you think this truck does with towing? What's its towing capability, and then real world, how does it behave?
So it's rated to tow 8,200 pounds.
Nice.
You can, because I have the 3.55 rear axle, so that's the limiting factor there. You can get a 3.92 on this one that increases towing to 10 or 12,000 pounds, I believe.
Wow.
It tows great. I moved a friend from Washington, and we had the bed full of stuff and the back seat full of stuff, and I was also towing her car. It was just a small car, probably weighed 3,000 or 4,000 pounds. I towed all of that stuff as if it was not there.
Nice. How did that affect your fuel economy?
It didn't.
What?
No, it didn't.
That's impressive.
I think I told you I got 22 miles to the gallon on the way there.
Yes.
On the trip. On the way back, I got 20.
Okay, if anybody's ever towed anything, they should know how impressive that is. Because as soon as you tow something, normally, fuel economy dips real hard. So I know that from my F350 that I had when I grew up. We would tow our fifth wheel and our boats and things like that. And as soon as we would tow anything, the fuel economy would just tank. So impressive that this could do 20. I'm looking at all the buttons that are on your steering wheel here. I can see all of these ones. These are clearly marked. They say clear and gear and on and off and cancel and set. These aren't marked. What are these ones to the left that don't tell me what they do?
They do some of the gauge controls.
Okay.
So I wish I could tell you more about those. I haven't sat down and figured out exactly what those unmarked buttons do. It's quite frustrating. So what I can say is that it changes the digital gauge from miles per hour to kilometers per hour. That's one of the functions.
Okay. Now that would be something that Dodge I would want changed. If I was going to own this vehicle, I'd like to know what these buttons do. I think it's weird that you would not tell your consumer what something's going to do. Again, once you get to own the vehicle, like he said, you can go into the owner's manual. You should never make your owner do that. Everything should be clear and concise. So, Jason, before we let you go, any last thoughts that you'd like our viewers to know about your vehicle? If they're looking to buy one, what should they look out for?
Well, I think what I gotta say here is a lot of people kind of have preconceived notions about Dodge. I feel like if you're not a Dodge person, you have feelings about, or you have an opinion about Dodge.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of the times it's maybe that they're lemons, or that you're gonna be replacing the transmission a lot, or whatever it is. But the thing that I have found with this truck, so I bought it with 54,000 miles, and I have had 0 issues. I have done nothing other than change the oil, right? So if you're not flogging it, then it'll do what you need it to do, and it's a really nice truck.
Perfect and well said, and he was very polite. I was one of those with the preconceived notions with Dodge. Reason being is I've had family members that have actually owned Dodge products, and unfortunately, they weren't like this Dodge. And my family are very good about changing oil early and making sure their cars are taken care of. And unfortunately, they did not experience the same luck that he's had. But thankfully, it looks like Dodge has addressed a lot of those concerns that my family has experienced in some of their products. Well, Jason, thank you so much for letting me borrow your truck. right, so we are back in that 2014 Dodge Ram, and you can tell by the looks of things, we are off-roading, and this thing is just laughing at what we're doing. I know Jason took it up some more serious things, but this isn't my truck, and I don't feel like breaking his beautiful vehicle. But as you can tell, I'm going over washboards, and yet this thing is smooth. That's amazing. Colorado scenery, nothing better. This is off-road country. This is where you want to take vehicles like this, your Jeep, your Subarus, your lifted trucks, whatever you got. This is where you want to go do stuff like this, because look at how spectacular this looks up here. This is fantastic. Look, man, we told you how great this is on road. Been driving it for a couple hours now, and this thing doesn't disappoint. I can see why anybody would want to buy this for a daily drive. Look at that. Oh man, easy. It laughs at it. It's so easy. I could see why anyone would want to get this for their daily driver. You own your own house, you need to go to Home Depot, you want to go camping, you want to tow something. Yeah, this truck is great. I mean, that's why trucks are built, right? So, like I said, I've had a few trucks, so I understand why people buy trucks. I was a desert rat. I grew up in Southern California, so I'm from two places. One, Colorado. I was born in Pueblo down here, and then my family moved out to Southern California. So I've gotten to see the beautiful side of Colorado. I've seen the deserts of California, hiked all over the place, off-roaded all over the place, camped everywhere. So luckily, I've been able to do a lot of off-roading and a lot of outdoor activities. But if you just need a truck that's gonna get you from point A to point B, tow up to 8,000 pounds, still get over 20 miles per gallon while towing, mind you, man, you should put this on your shopping list. This is fantastic. I love it. Are there some things that I'd like differently? Absolutely. We're in Colorado. I don't have heated seats. I always like having a sunroof just to let in some extra light. I love that there's this center console that flips up, and then you have 6 seats that you can have inside here. I wish the back seat had a spot to put your armrest down. It doesn't have one of those. These are just some small things that I'd like to have. But honestly, this truck is fantastic. Jason and anybody else that's bought one, I can definitely see why. Another thing that I like about this truck is the steering. It's lightweight. It's pretty much effortless, but it is not devoid of feel. It shook my thing loose. All right, so we're gonna test out the front seat. Again, remember, I am 5'11", but this is a full-size truck. So not only do I have enough legroom this way, I also have width. There's a single pass-through here, so my right leg doesn't hit anything. I love that. Unfortunately, my left leg does hit that against that hard plastic. So maybe in higher trim models, that's lined in something that's softer, because if I was on that for maybe a 6-hour car ride, my left knee wouldn't like it so much. Other than that, very comfortable. I do have good seating position. I can see very easily, so I do love that about this. So now let's go to the back seat and see how much room I have behind myself. Okay, again, remember, I'm 5'11". I am seated behind myself, and look, 2 exact full fist. Look at this. Look at how much legroom I have. Boom. Barely hit the back end, but it's okay. I have so much space back here. There's one thing that I don't like. My right arm does not have a place to sit. Other than that, fantastic back. I love how much headroom I have. I love the leg room that I have. I like the seating position because it's a little bit reclined. So you could sit back here for many hours. You might just want to put something down for your inside arm, whether if you're on this side or the other. You are going to want something to rest your other arm, but it does have AC that's down here. It also has some cup holders that are down here. So really good back. I like it. All right. So why do you buy one of these big boys? Because you need a truck, but not just any truck. You need a truck that's going to be comfortable around town. You need something that's going to get good fuel economy. I mean, come on, 20 miles per gallon. Towing on the highway, that's fantastic. 4-wheel drive, that beautiful Hemi V8 sound, and look this good. That's why you'd buy one of these trucks. Would you buy one? Did you buy one? Or did you buy something different? My name's Eric. This is Cruise Control. Leave your comments down below, and thank you for watching.